Fine. On top of a mountain. Let me share this. Sorry, I'll flip it around while I do this. Copy link, flip it around. Yeah, it is. Alright. Yeah, it is. Alright. Well, somebody's watching. Who's watching? I don't know. I can't tell. But where's the Chad? How do you open the Chad? Maybe there is no Chad. Oh, live chat. See. Yeah. Here I am. Up on top of a mountain. Somewhere between Utah and Nevada. Sun's going down. I've got my tent set up here. So, assuming that I don't get blown off the mountain in the middle of the night, which I checked the weather and it said it was fine. So, mountain live stream. Oh, I can't read the chat from here. Let me get it. Oh, frick. What'd the Chad say? How do I tell? It goes away, dude. Hide. What is this? No. How do I see it? I saw a message. Live chat. Where is it? What Linux distro? What Linux distro are you putting on that tent? Well, unfortunately, I have to flash an unsigned firmware binary to do that. Dude, that's so funny. It's Earth Day, right? What up, Earth? I left my house yesterday. I drove south from St. George to an area called Beryl. And then I went kind of southwest of Beryl up through a mountain there. And last night I spent the night in my tent up in a mountain range there. Now I'm looking at my car and I'm like, dude, is that level? Got your AirPods? Hard to hear you. Good idea. Yes, I do have my AirPods. Are they connected? Yeah, it says they are. Let me know if you can hear my voice better. Hello, can you hear my voice better? Hello, can you hear my voice better? Hello, can you hear my voice better? Sweet. What if I put my hoodie on? Does that eliminate air noise or does it just muffle it? Much better. Oh, nice. So keep repeating yourself. 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 Mr. Beast, keep repeating yourself 24-hour challenge. I left my house in St. George yesterday. I went south through an area called Beryl. My goal basically is to spend as little time on pavement as possible. So I went south through Beryl, which is an area nobody goes to. And then I went up into a canyon and I slept there in my tent last night. And then I went continued through that canyon and crossed many deserts in western Utah, nearly running out of gas. Um, Ended up over in Milford, which is west of Beaver, over the mountain, right, like little mountains there. Filled up and headed north through kind of towards Delta, but I sidetracked again and I went southwest again up through some more canyons over to the dried up Lake Sevier. And I found an actual ATV trail that I took north. It was super fun. Took north through, and I hiked up this like there's a bunch of like this area is bizarre. They call it the land before time. Like it used to be Lake Bonneville. There's like random volcanoes. It's a desert, but there's dude. Okay, literally over on top of the other mountain, there is a ridge that is the second highest sheer mountain face in the continental United States after Yosemite. It's in Utah. It's out here. Nobody cares. Like nobody. I don't like. I don't know. There's no national park, so like it's not like you can camp there easily or something. But I don't know. I feel like I don't know what people are looking for an outdoor experience, but I just feel like Utah has pretty much everything you could really want. I was gonna maybe camp over near it, but I wasn't able to really get close enough, and I ended up just kind of up on the side of a hill, and now I'm on top of a hill. How level is my car? Double check the e-brake. If it's in neutral. I'm like paranoid, dude. Like if my e-brake failed in the middle of the night, my car rolled off the mountain, that'd be bad. It actually wouldn't be that bad because I have cell service. And I'm not really actually that far from like pavement. Kind of what I use to gauge like how far out I am is how far off of the pavement I am. Like, ideally, I wanna be close to the pavement, but, like, not on the pavement, if that makes sense, like, maybe a mile or 2 out, just because I know for, like, towing, if you go off pavement, it gets a lot more expensive. So, ideally, you wanna stick to pavement, but pavement that is remote, which is where I am at, um, and I'm up on top of this radio hill, which is a thing out here. I mean, they're semi-maintained by the power companies and whoever runs them, so I'm not like all things considered that far out. Um, Also, the new iPhones have like satellite functionality built in for free, um, which is kind of interesting. I was using that last night. I didn't have any cell service, but you can like send iMessages and you can actually send like your location up to Find My. Let's get the panorama. Button's gone down, but it's basically just mountains. Look, I wanna see if I can walk over here, show you valley that I just crossed. It was pretty gnarly. So I basically just try to find, like, pavement and then or, like, a maintained road at least, even if it's dirt, and then veer off of there a mile or 2, see what there is to see, and in this case, find a place to camp. Um, It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if technically I'm allowed to be up here. Like, the cell tower people probably care, but what are they gonna do? Schlep some guy up here in the middle of the night? Tell me to get off? I'm just worried about wind up here, but I checked the weather, and it said it's gonna be fine. There's no rain predicted, so holy cow, dude. Yeah, this is epic. Like, this is crazy. I should have maybe camped up here. Holy shiz. Dude, that is crazy. Alright, you ready for the reveal? Do you even care? Look at that, dude. Can I flip this? So I came it's hard to kinda tell in the darkness. See how that's just like a desert valley down there? I crossed that. I came in Delta is that way. I think you can actually make out Lake Sevier. See the white? So you go around that mountain and that way. That would be east of where we are. That's Delta out there. So I was gonna camp up I drove up onto that mountain there, not too far. I kind of onto the summit of it or I don't know what you call that. Looks like maybe if you went on that area, you could get closer up to the actual peak, but, um, yeah, dude, it's pretty epic up here, man. Oh, yes. Beautiful sunset. Basically, my rule of thumb for finding a camping site is, uh, do I feel comfortable squatting in the morning and jizzing on the floor? Like, yeah, that's how remote I wanna be. Man, that Land Cruiser, dude, that thing is crazy. Like, so the thing about okay, here's why the Land Cruiser is freaking sweet. Um, it has a solid rear and front axle. Okay, so normally, like, especially 3rd gen Toyota, like 4Runners and also the 2nd gen Tacomas, and most 4Runners and Tacomas and Toyota vehicles of that class are known for having their lower ball joints fail, which causes your freaking tire to go like this. I've seen it, dude. I've seen a Tacoma on the side of the road. I replaced the lower ball joints myself on my 4Runner. Where'd my car go? Where am I going? I'm lost. Oh, it's behind the tree. So the Land Cruiser doesn't have that. It doesn't have like CV axles. It doesn't. It's a solid axle on the front. I can show you under the car. It's lifted, so it has basically the only things that matters off-road are traction and clearance, right? Power, obviously, but a Subaru can make power. In fact, Subarus are very competent off-road. The joke is, and this is true, no matter how gnarly, how harrowing the road is you just drove up, there's gonna be a chick in a Subaru Outback up there. Hey, check this out. Oh, shiz. Zoom out. Yeah. Okay, solid front axle. You can see where the transfer case there in the middle where it connects to the train, but that is one solid piece. The wheels are bolted directly to that. So that means when you're going over the big hills, instead of having these like ball joints to do these weird things with CV axles that are really designed for the highway, this thing is literally it's a truck built for off-road. So the entire axle, it's got a solid rear axle. So it's the same story, but that's typical of trucks, right? You see that? It's got a center locking diff, which I don't really have to use. It's got full-time four-wheel drive, which is different from all-wheel drive technically, in that it's basically just stupider. Like, uh, yeah, all-wheel drive is, like, kind of computer controlled. This is stupid, like, as crude of a four-wheel drive as you can get, primitive, like, as far as design, and obviously, there's pros and cons both ways, but I think I mean, I don't know, dude, like, I've been driving through the desert today, and it really feels like I'm in the outback, or, like, it might as well be Yemen, like, honestly, like, where the F am I, dude? This is there's no one, there's nothing, and, man, this thing, I can hit I can hit the freeway going 65, 75, totally happy, and then I can hit the brakes and veer off-road, and it does it's just as happy, like, big rocks. This morning, I climbed up on top of a hill, and I did put it in so it's got a four-wheel drive high and a four-wheel drive low, it's just the gearing mechanism. So if you put it in four-wheel low, like, as long as the thing won't, like, tip over, right? Like, it could go anywhere, I'm pretty sure. I think you could, like, drive over, like, bushes and trees. I think you would just, like, go in a straight line indefinitely. So, yeah, I mean, as long as all the parts are functioning correctly, it's a very good vehicle. It still doesn't make me not a little bit nervous to be out here alone without a way to jumpstart it, but, um, it does not have airbags. It's a 1994 Toyota Land Cruiser, you can look that up. I've owned it for a couple years. I know the engine's good because I put a remanufactured engine in it, or I paid my mechanic to do it. It was very expensive and unexpected. Big fan of the Land Cruiser, and honestly, like, it changed the way that I see the world. Like, that sounds so dumb, right? Like I'm some off-road tool, but yeah. But, like, for real, dude, like, I live in St. George, I live in Southern Utah, it's like I can just like, where does that dirt road go? Like, and I've done that. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing all day. Like, where does that road go? I don't know. Let's go find out what's on top of there. Wow, that's a weird rock formation. Let's go climb on top of it. Like, I don't know, man. It just takes me where I need to go. Yeah, big fan. As long as it starts in the morning and doesn't roll away in the night and continues to operate normally. But what does it say? You, whoa, in the great outdoors. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm in an undisclosed location in between Utah and Nevada. You can replay the stream. I was given a tutorial, not a tutorial, a what are you? A look around. Just while the sun's going down here, dude. Being up this high and looking up, just like it makes me so scared. Yeah, for a minute I was like, this is where the Donner Party died, but it's actually over there in those bigger mountains, I believe. Is in the Sierra Nevadas. I learned about that as part of Nevada history when we lived in Las Vegas growing up. Well, starting to get a little chilly. Any last questions before I turn off the stream? And I was watching The Boy and the Heron last night. Fell asleep watching that, so I think I'll probably watch some more of that. I could have some dinner and I could build a fire, but I don't know, man. Fires just make everything smell like smoke. What does he say? Ah, Nevada, cool. I could tell you were in the West Coast because it's the same shade of sky here in California. Do you have an emergency battery for a jump? No, I do not. How many oceans does Utah have? I don't know. No, I don't have a jump pack. That is something it's like, man, when you get out here, it's like everything you realize you maybe could have. I mean, dude, like I've got a full-size spare. I've got well, it's too dark, isn't it? Let's see. Let me go get my flashlight. Can I just turn this flashlight on? I don't think it's gonna let me. Well, dude, Sergio actually bought me one of those jump pack things before, but every time I tried to use it, it has not worked. So, like, honestly, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I honestly think I'm just gonna roll into like AutoZone and just say like, I want another battery for this car. I know like hardcore overlander off-road guys will do like a dual battery rig where they just have two in there. But I don't know. I like having like a reserve, I don't know. But yeah, okay, look, here's my preparation. I've got a full size spare. I've got you can't see it in there. I've got a little 12-volt pump. I've got a couple of quarts of oil, some brake fluid. I actually brought you can't see it, it's buried back there, but I actually brought a farm jack because these things are so high off the ground that you can't use a regular jack. Farm jacks are not ideal. They're actually quite lethal, but you know, if you're in an emergency situation, I guess it's better than nothing. I brought my big breaker bar, like, and I came equipped to change a tire, I guess. Um, Minor fluid stuff, but yeah, the battery is kind of the one thing that I didn't really prepare for. But like I said, enough Hawaiian Punch lasts a few days. Yeah, dude, Red 40 gang, rise up, right? Am I right? In fact, dude, should I crack one open? I don't really want to, and it's almost bedtime. It'll just make me stay up. Hawaiian Punch, man. I wanted something like, okay, because here's the deal, all right? Oh, can I do this? It's so dumb. Yeah, like this. Um, yeah, the deal is like when you're going off road and going into the desert, you have to bring so much water per person. So soda and Hawaiian Punch actually technically count as water. So when you're doing your math for that, take that into account. I have a lot of water as it stands. I mean, I could survive for several days probably, and food, but just basic stuff. What do you think about the lighting now? I could read you an Aesop fable. I downloaded the book of Aesop's fatal fables. What does it say? That's creepy. Thank you. It's creepy. I got the desert fever. All of the radiation in the ground came up out of the dust, and now I'm crazy. Looks like a haunted house situation. Oh, okay, settle down. Sorry. Not sorry, really. There we go. This illuminate me? Illuminate? I mean, the sun's down, which means I should probably go to bed too. So, anyways, hopefully I survive the night. I could get eaten by a grue, a mountain lion, a struck by lightning, carried away by wind, carried away by a large eagle, um, eaten to death by a rodent pack, stepped on by a cow. That's actually probably the most likely. Um, my car could the brake could fail and it could roll over me in the night, killing me. But like at that point, like, yeah, dude, I'm dead. So like, my problems are over, right? It's like somebody else's problem at that point. But no, I'm not gonna die. In fact, the wind died down. It's quiet. Like last night, there were airplanes. That was the only thing I could hear. I don't hear anything. But all right. Well, thanks for joining the little streamity team. Whenever we may have PC in a place like that, and share out a piece of nature. Nobody around to complain. That's what, I know, like, Little Scale does, like, field recordings and stuff like that. In fact, No Sleep and Little Scale, if you're into chiptune, and I don't know if you're already not following them on whatever social media, you should, because they actually both spend a lot of time outdoors doing this. Um, Shout out No Sleep, shout out Little Scale. Alright, peace out. Peace out. Peace out.